This is the J Pitt Show.
Over the last 2 years, what's been the biggest motivator for you? You've been doing it a while, very successful.
Over 2 years.
Do you find different motivators? It doesn't have to be 2 years, but just
That's interesting.
are you still motivated?
Yeah, I'm very motivated. I have kind of found myself shift into more of a mode where I'm very protective of what we've built versus trying to blaze new trails.
What do you mean by that? Protective?
Well, like, we have a great environment. We have a great company. We have a productive and profitable company. I have a great team. I have great leadership. I've tried to protect it, okay, by not adding, unfortunate team members, by not succumbing to, strategies that might be more profitable in the short run, but could potentially alienate some of those relationships. Ryan, the best way I can explain it, man, is like when I was growing this company from the start, when I was building my career from the start, I would try anything. I would literally try anything and get a wild hair and think something would work, and I just go for it, right? I go for it. And to an extent, I still do that. We created the radio show a couple of years ago. That was something I'd never done. I've done podcasts before, and here we are again as a podcast because we tried the radio, and it was like, what we really want to do is this.
1080 Talk Radio, real news, real talk. Is that what it was?
Yeah, 1080 Talk Radio,
Real
Talk
news.
Radio 1080, real news, real talk. Yeah. So we did that for a while, and they were great. They were cool. Had no issue with it. But it just, this right here is what was important, so we shifted back. Yeah. And so I've started doing fewer of those kind of things, just because, like, when you're trying to achieve something that there is no path laid out for you, you kind of stick your neck out and you do different things. You come up with big, bold initiatives. And, what we've tried to do the last few years is fine tune and hone in on what it is we do well. So the goal for the team this year was, Zillow Flex has proven to be incredibly profitable. Okay. And yeah, it comes with its frustrations, but like, I don't want to be a one-trick pony. So what we really focused on was Sphere of Influence and Zillow Flex. We have 2 initiatives this year as a team, be better at both. And there's a number of ways we're working on trying to be better at both. But, I didn't open a mortgage company this year. That was a huge motivating factor for me a couple years ago when I did. Our foray into kind of like mass media was, okay, this could be something. It turned out not to be. I mean, I could be real cliched and say, my kids are growing up and they motivate me because they do. I could say, taking care of myself, the idea, losing my dad and like, the idea that I need to take care of myself and make sure I'm there for my family, do anything I can to be that's a huge motivating factor. I could say that my oldest getting old enough to where he kind of can see what I'm doing and analyze and render some judgment, even if it's in his own mind, of how I go about things. That's really motivating for me. I don't have a great answer for it. We just kind of keep doing the same thing and getting a little better each day. I heard the other day, you'll appreciate this. I had a meeting with somebody who is a recruiter in the real estate space. Okay. And this person says to me, I can't say who it is. I'm not going to, not even going to say how we ended up meeting, but this person says to me, your agents are unrecruitable. I said, really? Okay. I said, well, tell me more. What does that mean? And they say, well, I've called them, a bunch of them, 12 times or more. And if I can even get them on the phone, they don't listen. They'll never take a meeting. Most of the time they won't answer. If they answer once, they won't answer twice. And I've even gotten to the point where I've kind of broken down some walls with a few of them and finally asked them, like, what is it about that place that makes you not even consider anything else? And this person says to me that the answer overwhelmingly that they received from the few individuals that they got there with was that they can't really put a finger on it. It's just where I need to be.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, is kind of cool, to be honest. I think what that says to me is that it's a feeling, right? This is where I belong. And so when I say I'm trying to protect something, I mean, that's kind of it. It's like, what are we? Every decision I have to make, every difficult decision I have to make about what we do, how we go about things as a company or a team stems from that. Like, okay, what should we do in this situation because of who we are? It's not because of what I want. And it's been really cool that the thing my dad always told me is that if money's the last thing you worry about, you just worry about taking care of people, then the money tends to take care of itself. And I've done that, and here we are. And I'm not saying like that this is I'm like a genius for any of this. I don't think I am. I think we just keep doing it the same way.
Yeah. Cool, man.
It's weird. It's weird. It's a weird thing to think about.
Yeah.
But unrecruitable was I thought that was a good compliment.
Yeah, I think, well, you could take it two ways. At first, like, you don't want them unrecruitable.
Well, that wasn't what this person meant.
Yeah, I figured so.
That wasn't. I mean, they had tried really hard. And if you met this person, you would understand what I'm talking about. They are relentless. So, and that doesn't mean we've never lost anybody. We have. Okay. But it's small numbers, and it's the exception, not the rule.